Hey guys, it's Jake here with eTrailer. Today we have a 2017 Subaru Outback and we're going to be taking a look at, I'm going to show you how to install the eTrailer Class 3 2-inch hitch receiver. Now a big reason why you want to add a hitch receiver to the back of your Outback is so that you can haul bike racks or cargo carriers, get a little bit more space outside of the vehicle. The Outback is very difficult if you're trying to fit a bike into the back of it, especially after a long day of riding. You don't want to put a muddy bike in the back of your car. So you throw that on a bike rack. And with this being a 2-inch hitch receiver, you're going to have a lot of different options for those bike racks and cargo carriers. Now, the Subaru does have a pretty impressive towing package. So if you decide to pull a small trailer with it, you can throw a ball mount on it and do that. This hitch is going to have a carbide black powder coat finish. It is a matte finish, but it's going to be a very, very tough paint that'll help to hold up for a long time. You'll also notice that you cannot see the cross tube, which if you've seen on other vehicles, this is going to look really, really good on the back of your Outback. It's just the receiver tube sticking out the bottom. So I think it doesn't change the look of your vehicle very much, and that's what I like. It's got a standard 5/8 inch hitch pin hole. The hitch does not come with a pin and clip, but chances are if you pick up an accessory from us, it's going to come with one. It's going to have safety chains mounted to the bottom of it. They're welded on the bottom. It's going to be a loop style, so it fits safety chains of many different sizes, clevis or S-hooks, and you've got plenty of room to be able to get those in place. Now some measurements so you know what you're getting. From the center of the hitch pin hole to the outermost part of our bumper. Actually, our hitch is sitting almost perfectly flush with the back of our bumper, so it's just the distance of the hitch, which is about 2.5 inches. So you shouldn't have any problem with any accessories being able to fold up to the back of your vehicle. From the ground to the top inside of the receiver tube, it's going to be right at 16 inches. That should be more than high enough off the ground so that you can put those accessories in the back and not have to worry about them dragging on the ground. This hitch is going to have a max tongue weight capacity of 600 pounds. That is the pressure on the inside of the receiver tube. So with a bike rack or a cargo carrier, you want to be sure to not overload those. And then with pulling a trailer, that is the tongue weight on the ball itself. So if you're pulling a trailer that heavy, that's getting upwards of like a 6,000 pound trailer, which you want to check with the owner's manual of your vehicle to be sure that it can tow that amount. The hitch itself is going to be rated to tow 4,000 pounds. So again, check with the owner's manual, see what you're able to tow, and go with the lowest number between the hitch and the vehicle. Now when it comes to the installation, this is not going to be a super difficult installation. I'd say the most daunting thing would probably be that you have to remove the rear fascia. Hopefully with the rest of this video, you'll be able to follow along with me and I can show you how to take that off. A lot of people get scared because it's removing a very large plastic piece off the back of your car, but this one's not too bad. It's some push pin fasteners underneath, you pull your taillights out, and then you take out some push pin fasteners in the wheel wells. And then the fascia just pulls right off, you take the bumper beam off, and then the hitch goes behind it. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. To begin our installation, you'll need a Phillips head screwdriver or a drill bit and a drill. We'll have 2 Phillips head fasteners over here. Now these can be a little tricky because it's not actually going to thread out. You basically just have to spin it and it'll pull itself out. Just like that. You want just the head to pop out, then you can pull on it and then the base will come out. Same thing up here and on the other side of the vehicle. And a note I like to make is when we're doing this process, anything we do to one side, we're going to do to the other. Now we're going to take a trim panel tool, slide it behind here, slide it along this edge. If you don't have a trim panel tool, what you can do is you can use a screwdriver, just wrap maybe a rag around it and tape it on it and just slide it along the edge. You'll pop this off. Then you'll see 2 more Phillips head screws we'll have to remove to get the taillight out. We should be able to just pull straight back on our taillight to remove it. Now we've got some clips under here. We'll just have to pop our plugs loose. And it looks like on these, we'll just unscrew them. quarter turn, it pops right off. Now we're going to take a flathead screwdriver on each side, pop this little cover off. That'll expose one more screw. Now we're going to have several push pin fasteners on the bottom that we're going to have to remove. We'll have 3 here in the center and then 2 on either side. You just take a flathead screwdriver, pop out the center, and then as soon as you can get your hand on it, you should be able to pull it down. Now in each wheel well, the last fastener we'll have to remove is, it's a push style, so you push the center, and then you can pry out the outside of it. Now on the other side, I was having issues with it because it seems like they just paint right over top of them. So they may be stuck. If you can get the screwdriver in behind there, just want to try to pry it out. Before we remove our fascia, we like to tape both sides of these seams so that when we go to remove it, this stuff can move around a lot, and we don't want the fasteners that are behind this fascia to scratch our paint. So we'll just put some blue painter's tape on both sides. Now with the tape on both sides, we'll just gently pull back on this fascia. And you want to just start separating it slowly. It's definitely good to get an extra set of hands to do the other side, or at least if you get it started over there, they can finish getting it off for you. Then you'll pull it back, look for any sensors. We don't have any wires, so we'll just set this to the side. Now we can take our foam piece off of our bumper beam. We'll take a 14mm socket and remove the 4 nuts on either side. Now when you get ready to take the last one off, you want to have a hand on the beam, and you can remove that last one. Pull the bumper beam off, and just set it straight down, because we're going to be reinstalling it. Now we're going to take a hammer, and you want to bend this center tab. You just want to tap it up and flatten it against the vehicle. Now we're going to take our hitch, slide it over our studs, and then you want to reach down, grab that bumper beam, and slide it over the studs too. Just like that. Then we'll take the factory nuts and thread them back on. Now we'll come back, use that same 14mm socket and snug them all down, and then we'll torque them. You want to torque these down to the specifications in your instructions. Now we'll reinstall our bumper foam. Then we're going to have to reinstall the fascia the way that we took it off. Now depending on the shape of your bumper, you may or may not have to trim in order for it to fit back on. For ours, because it's a 17, we will have to trim it. So we marked it out per the instructions, so now we're going to use a multi-tool in order to cut it out. Now with our opening cut out, we can take a razor blade and clean up these edges. Once you get everything buttoned back up on the back of your car, that's going to do it for the installation. Hopefully this video helped you decide whether or not the eTrailer Class 3 2-inch hitch receiver is right for you and your 2017 Subaru Outback.